Nigeria has had its fair share of serial killers, but no one would have ever imagined that a man trained to save lives would end up becoming the same person who willingly takes them. What was even more disturbing was the method he used in ending his victims' lives, as well as the horrifying things he allegedly did to their remains afterward. The story was so terrifying that after the news broke, almost every patient in the hospital ran away, and for weeks, new patients refused to visit the facility for treatment out of fear of disappearing within the four walls of their doctor's office and never to be seen again. This is the terrifying story of Dr. Abbas Adio Adeyemi, an orthopedic doctor from Offa, Kwara State, Nigeria, who allegedly became a serial killer who ended the lives of his victims in a unique but very disturbing way. It all began on Saturday, 3rd September 2022, after Dr. Abbas had traveled from his residence in Ilorin, Kwara State, to Benin City in Edo State. He lodged in an exclusive hotel within Benin City and then called his regular cab man, Mr. Emmanuel Yobo, to come to his hotel and pick him up. Dr. Abbas had met Emmanuel sometime in July 2022, after which they became acquaintances. Emmanuel had suffered an accident some months back, which affected his leg. He was still struggling with the pain, and even when Dr. Abbas called him that Saturday, he was already wearing a cast on the affected leg. After Emmanuel received the call around 7 p.m. that Saturday, he told his wife, Mary, that he was heading out to meet Dr. Abbas at a hotel. He drove to the hotel with his friend, but upon arrival, Dr. Abbas asked him to drop off the friend and then return alone to pick him up. What Emmanuel didn't realize was that this seemingly simple request was part of a calculated plan designed to ensure that there would be no witness to the horror that would soon befall him. Mr. Emmanuel did as requested. He dropped off his friend and then returned to pick up Dr. Abbas. However, around 9 p.m., his wife called to find out why he wasn't home yet. Emmanuel told her that the doctor had checked his leg and that they were heading to the pharmacy to buy some medications for treatment. This would be the very last time anyone will ever hear from Mr. Emmanuel. It turned out that while Emmanuel was driving Dr. Abbas around, he complained of leg pains, and Abbas, being an orthopedic doctor, offered to help him. He assessed the leg and then prescribed some medications for him. Together, they drove to a pharmacy to buy the needed drugs, but this was where things took a very disturbing turn. In addition to the needed medications, Dr. Abbas allegedly bought an insecticide which he injected into Mr. Emmanuel along with the other medications. After receiving the injection, Mr. Emmanuel started feeling unwell, but Dr. Abbas assured him that what he was experiencing was actually a common effect of the injected medication. The torment continued until Emmanuel eventually passed away inside his car. Dr. Abbas then drove him to the Tofure community along the Benin-Lagos Expressway, where he dumped his body in a bush just by the roadside. He continued the journey alone to possibly take the car back to Kwara State, where he lived. Meanwhile, Mary had been calling Emmanuel to find out why it was taking too long to return home, but she got no response. Mary called so often that Emmanuel's phone eventually ran out of battery. She then reached out to Emmanuel's brother around 1 a.m. to inform him that Emmanuel was missing. Mary also called a friend who was in the car with Emmanuel, and together they visited the hotel to make some inquiries. Surprisingly, the hotel told them that they had no information on Dr. Abbas. When Emmanuel's brother arrived in Benin City the following day, being Sunday, he went to the State Criminal Investigation Department to report his brother missing. After filing the report, he was taken into the control room, where the police began the process of tracking Emmanuel's stolen car. The tracker showed that the car was currently at Akure Road and heading towards Oshogbo in Osun State. The police in Benin City then contacted their counterparts in Osun State to alert them that a stolen car was heading their way. The Osun State police sprang into action, and following the information from the tracker, they pinpointed the car's location to be Ejigbo, within the same Osun State. Strangely, Dr. Abbas figured out that he was being tracked by the police and then decided to abandon the car. When the police located the vehicle, it was parked with the lights on and the engine running. The police decided to lay an ambush, and after some minutes, Abbas emerged to re-enter the car and drive away. He was blocked by the hiding officers and then taken into custody. On searching the vehicle, the police discovered the insecticide, medications, and the syringes, used in administering the lethal injection to Mr. Emmanuel. Information was passed to the police station in Benin City, and when the brother asked where Dr. Abbas dropped Emmanuel's body, he directed them to the Tofure community along the Benin-Lagos Expressway. However, on getting there, the corpse was nowhere to be found. It turned out that the vigilantes in the area had discovered it and then reported the discovery to the police. The police then recovered and deposited the body in the mortuary. Abbas was extradited to Edo State for further investigation, and while there, he confessed to also selling another vehicle to a car dealer in Kwara State. This would mark the beginning of an interstate investigation that would unravel the dark secrets buried within the hospital he managed in Kwara State. Dr. Abbas Adio Adeyemi was the Chief Medical Director of the General Hospital in Kayama, Kwara State, Nigeria. He was very loved and appreciated by the people of the rural community of Kayama. This love for him came from the fact that, unlike other medical doctors who usually run away from the rural community, Dr. Abbas chose to stay with them. He reportedly rejected a transfer order and decided to stay with them as their community doctor. To appreciate him, the community gave Dr. Abbas a free plot of land to build his house. He was also given another free land to build his own private hospital. The community pushed further by giving him the princess of their land to marry, which he did, and also had a child with her. Apart from treating the sick members of the community, Dr. Abbas was said to have also engaged in philanthropic activities. He would donate cash and blood to assist patients in need. Clerics and residents sang his praises during Juma services, and he was bestowed with several awards. However, when the details of his atrocities begin to filter out, the same community that once loved him would feel deeply betrayed and therefore turn against him. Before Dr. Abbas was arrested in connection with Emmanuel's death, the people of Kayama had already begun to become suspicious of him. Many residents accused him of being involved in smuggling activities. According to them, Dr. Abbas would allegedly use the hospital's ambulance to smuggle rice and petrol. He was also said to have once been arrested for an alleged kidnapping activity within the state, only to be saved by the intervention of some prominent individuals. Coincidentally, while the scenario in Edo State was playing out, the new Commissioner of Police in Kwara State, Paul Odama, revisited some of the petitions filed by citizens in the state. While doing so, he was particularly touched by the case of a missing young woman in Kayama, identified as Nafisat Halidu. Nafisat had gone missing in Kayama on November 21, 2021. Her sudden disappearance made residents allege that she had been used for money rituals by certain family members who were popular politicians. Further investigation also showed that on 3rd September 2022, the same day Dr. Abbas allegedly murdered Emmanuel, a tenant in Kwara State had reported to the police that his female co-tenant, identified simply as Ife Oluwa, and her vehicle, a Toyota Camry, had not been seen or heard from for almost a month. While the investigation into Ife Oluwa's case was ongoing, the police received a report on a case of culpable homicide from another police station in Kwara State. The police had discovered the body of an unknown lady in a bush with signs of physical injury to the head and face. Investigation then revealed that the discovered lady was indeed the missing Ife Oluwa, and that she was last seen with Dr. Abbas, who was reportedly her boyfriend. The circumstances surrounding the missing Ife Oluwa and her corpse being found in a bush increased the suspicion that Dr. Abbas knew something about the missing lady. The police got to know that Abbas was the Chief Medical Director of Kayama General Hospital. An order was given by the Commissioner of Police to visit the hospital and make a search. Upon arrival at the hospital, the doctor's office was first opened, and a quick look at the office presented a suspicious area covered with mattress. When the mattress was lifted, it was discovered that the floor tiles in that area were different from the ones covering the other parts of the office. The tiles also appeared as though they had been freshly cemented. This made the police suspect that something may have been buried there. The tiles were broken, and the detectives were greeted by the decomposing carcass of an unknown female. A further search of the office led to the opening of a trash can filled with cement and with a strong smell of chemicals. Buried under the cement was the body of another female, who was immediately identified as the missing Nafisat Halidu. The police also recovered other items such as 2 mobile phones, 2 female handbags, a female wig, a veil, and female pants. While the Kwara State Police were searching for Abbas, news filtered in that the Edo State Police Command had arrested him in connection with Emmanuel's death. The Kwara State Police, in an effort to get to the root of the serial murder case in their state, succeeded in getting him released to the command to help in the investigation. In Kwara State, Dr. Bass reportedly confessed to the murdering of his girlfriend, Ife Oluwa, and then dumping her remains in the bush before stealing and selling her car. He also confessed to injecting and ending the life of one Abubakar Malam Abubakar before selling his corpse to organ harvesters. Dr. Abbas went on to admit to the murder of Nafisat Halidu, a staff member of the Kayama General Hospital, and then concealing her remains in a trash can filled with cement. He also confessed to the murder of the unknown woman buried inside his office. Dr. Abbas admitted to having been lured into organ harvesting by a yet-to-be-identified syndicate. Nafisat's body was said to have had a hole in the chest, suggesting that some of her organs may have been removed. Unfortunately, these discoveries were just a few among the numerous other allegations that could not be directly linked to Dr. Abbas. A member of staff of the hospital asked for Dr. Abbas to be investigated for organ harvesting because there were times when he would perform surgery on a patient without the presence of other doctors or nurses. It was also gathered that there was a time 2 bodies were found in the area where Dr. Abbas was building his private hospital. There were also about 5 other cases of pregnant women who allegedly gave birth in the hospital under his supervision but unfortunately passed away. Some of these incidents led to the suspicion that he was deeply into organ harvesting. When a search was conducted at his residence, a wooden coffin containing a pair of trousers was found. Other items also raised the suspicion that he may have been into some form of cultism. Dr. Abbas's confession broke the trust of the people in Kayama community, causing some patients to run away from the hospital, while new patients refused to visit the facility for treatment. It took a lot of effort to finally restore the trust of the people in the facility. At the time this video was made, there was no update on whether Dr. Abbas was convicted for these alleged crimes or not. It is possible that the case is still under investigation or still ongoing in court. I will keep you updated as soon as there is something new on this case. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you won't miss out on any future videos. Thank you for watching.